This is the Prada Brushed Leather Lace Up Bootie. It retails for $950, and today I am going to give you a Steve Madden dupe for a fraction of the cost. The dupe that I found is by Steve Madden. This boot is called the Checker Lace Up Combat Boot, and as you can see, it is very similar to the Prada Boot. This one retails for $79.97. So essentially you have a $950 pair of boots versus an $80 pair of boots. There are going to be similarities as well as differences, so let's just walk through them. The Prada Boot is made of leather and it has a rubber sole, so obviously the leather is going to be durable. The rubber sole is going to mean that the boot can be worn in different climates. It's going to be okay with the elements, in the rain, in the cold, snow, etc. It also has a side zipper, which is going to make it a lot easier for you to get into and out of the boot. I know a lot of times with boots, ladies, y'all probably can understand this. It's real cute and you can get it on, but trying to get out of it is a fight. So the zipper on the side does help with that. The laces are also cotton. That was listed in the description, so I think it's something that Prada wants to point out to you, that these are cotton laces, which is also going to mean that they're going to last longer. They're going to launder much better. They're not going to get, tattered and frayed and look a mess. And then the shaft of the Prada boot is 5.5 inches, and then the heel is 1.9 inches. So just a little short of 2 inches. So this is not going to be anything that's going to be like a crazy heel, but it does have a little bit of a height to it. It's not going to be a completely flat boot either. Now the Steve Madden boot has a man-made upper. That was the description that they gave. So take it for what it is. It's not leather, it's man-made material. And the sole is a lug sole. So they didn't tell what the material that the sole was made out of was. I'm taking that to mean it was not rubber, because that's like a good thing if the sole is rubber. So I think they would have listed that and promoted that in the description of the product. So keep that in mind. It did not say that it was rubber. It just says lug sole, which we can see is a lug sole, but hey. The shaft of this is a little bit higher than the Prada boot. Is 6 inches, whereas remember the Prada boot was 5.5 inches, and this heel is 1.5 inches. So the heel is a little bit shorter than the Prada boot as well. So if you look at the two side by side, you can see the dimensions, you can see some of the measurements and see the differences between the two. Still, in my opinion, very, very similar style. They can be styled the same way as far as what you can put with it, how you can dress it up or down, and they look really, really close to one another in terms of just the construction of the boot itself. Steve Madden is another designer like Michael Kors, and I've mentioned this in other videos, where he's very good. When I say he, Steve Madden, the brand, they're very good at spotting what's trending, what people are looking for, what people are wearing, and a lot of that inspiration comes from the higher end luxury brands. And then what they do is they dupe the main elements of the trend and they give you a more affordable alternative. So keep in mind that this is not by mistake that there will be alternatives to some of these luxury items that look really similar, if not exactly the same. It's not by accident, it's by design. But take it for what it is. If you can afford an $80 boot and not a $950 pair, then hey, get the Steve Madden boots and call it a day. And like we went over, the heel height is very similar. The style is similar. You can style them the same. You're going to get a lot of similarities, but let's talk about some of the differences, because I think that's important to point out as well. When you are buying something that is a dupe, you want to also keep in mind what the differences are, because a lot of times that is going to play into your decision making. Now the Prada boot in this video is similar to the Prada boot in another video I did. I don't know which video is going to go up first or second, so that one might already be up. If it is, I will link it. If not, what I'm referring to is that the boot, the lace, and the eyelet are all the same color in the higher end brand boots. So the Prada boot is going to be one solid color for all three of those items. So the boot itself, the lace, and the eyelet, and it gives you a more luxe feel. It does look more high-end and luxurious. It looks more expensive, and it's something that sets it apart. And I also think it's something that plays into the aesthetic appeal of the boot and the trendiness of it. There's something to that just solid color. Now when you look at the Steve Madden boot, you're going to notice that the boot and the lace are the same color, but the eyelet is silver. So you're going to have a slight contrast there. It's not anything that's major, and definitely like from somebody walking up to you or from a distance can't see it. But the boot itself, when you look at it, if you're sitting or if someone is next to you, or you just knowing what it is that you purchased, there is going to be that slight variation in that silver kind of traditional, mainstream, not expensive, run-of-the-mill lace eyelet that you're going to be able to easily detect and pick out. So just keep that in mind. If it doesn't bother you, honey, then just go with the flow, get the Steve Madden boot and call it a day. And the other thing I want to point out is the difference in the materials, being that the Steve Madden materials are man-made and then the Prada boot materials are more luxe. So just, I won't say more luxe, just more durable. So keep that in mind when you're shopping luxury in general. If you buy a $950 Prada boot, you do expect it to last. If you buy an $80 pair of Steve Madden boots, don't come to me in 3 years when they fall apart, or you know, the material starts to crack and peel, or the laces are frayed, or the sole starts to separate. Like, come on, you pay $80 for it. This video is, in the other ones I do like it, are designed to give you alternatives, but you also need to remain realistic. You are getting an $80 pair of shoes, not a $950 pair of shoes. As far as availability, with Prada, you can buy them online. You're also going to be able to go into a Prada shop or a boutique, pick them up if they have them in stock. They're also probably going to be carried at more high-end department stores like Neiman's, Saks, etc. A lot of times they will have inventory that matches what the brand itself carries. Sometimes there may be differences in the color variants, things of that nature, but for the most part, I do think those are also some options for you if you're looking for it. With Steve Madden, you're going to be able to walk into the Steve Madden store, or you can go to stevemadden.com. Steve Madden is also carried in some of your more mainstream stores like Macy's, like Dillard's. Where else have I seen Steve Madden? I've seen Steve Madden on, what's that store? Bells. Y'all remember Bells? I've seen Steve Madden offered on Bells as well. But like I said, you know, Macy's, Dillard's, I don't want to say JCPenney. I'm going to just say Macy's and Dillard's for right now. Keep it moving. So you can find them in different places, and they're going to be more available, I feel like, than a higher end brand like a Prada. The boots that I talked about in this video will of course be linked down below. If you want to check out the differences or similarities for yourself, feel free to click those links. If you're interested in purchasing, you can use those links obviously as well to purchase. Also down there is going to be a link to curatedcloset.com, which is my store. We offer clothes, shoes, and accessories for women. You can sign up to receive email alerts or text alerts about new arrivals, restocks, sales, exclusive VIP offers, offers only for people on the email list, offers only for people on the text list, etc. All of that's down below. Go over and check out the website and see if you like it. If you do, go ahead and do some shopping. All right, y'all, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Check out the other similar videos that are going to pop up on the screen for you guys. Remember to live well and look good doing it. And until next time, y'all, bye.